Good morning. Today we're going to start on Chapter 6, Solids, Shapes, and Equal Parts. The key ideas that we'll be studying in this chapter are geometry. We're going to classify geometric shapes by attribute. We're going to identify patterns of slides, flips, and turns, and we're going to identify symmetry. Okay, so this is the first page in your Chapter 6 unit, and if you want to turn over to the back, we're going to find the shapes. So we're going to circle all the shapes that match down here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and match the color. So the circles I'm looking for, I'm going to circle them with a purple crayon or a purple marker if I have access to one. I don't really have a purple, I have like a blue color, so I'm going to use this. So I see a circle here, and I'm going to circle that. There's lots of circles on the cake, tons and tons of circles on this cake. I don't need to circle them all. And it looks like there's some circles on top of the cake as well. So I've gotten my circles. I know what a circle looks like. Next, they want me to circle the items that are cones. A cone is a 3D shape, which means that it has depth and dimension. So I can look at these party hats, and they're cones. They're not flat like a triangle, but they have dimension to them. That's why these things are called 3D shapes, okay? So it looks like the party hats are the only cones. I've gotten the cones. Now I'm going to look for cylinders. A cylinder is another 3D shape. It's not flat. It has dimension. It appears to come out at you. So these are red. Let's see if I have red. Yes, I do. Okay. So, cylinders. Well, the cake is a cylinder. Oh, the candles are cylinders. This cup is kind of like a cylinder. We're going to give it a cylinder thing. And I'm not sure if there's anything else, but I know the candles are a cylinder and so is the cake. So those are a couple of things. Now this is a triangle. If you notice, the cone is fat. I always say 3D shapes are fat and 2D shapes are flat. That means if you pick them up, they're just flat like a piece of paper. There's no depth to them. So, or dimension. So with this one, I'm going to use my pink. I don't have anything close to an orange. So for a triangle, if you look back here, they have like pennants hanging. These, you see how these are flat as opposed to the cones on their head? That's the difference between a triangle and a cone. Okay, so you could imagine an ice cream cone. An ice cream cone isn't flat. It's not just a triangle that's flat. If you tried to put your ice cream on top of a triangle, it would fall right out. The cone has depth and dimension, and it holds your ice cream. A triangle is just a flat shape, and there's lots of triangles here on this page. I don't know if I see any more triangles. I think that's it. Okay. And the last one we have is another geometric solid. Over here I had a circle. So imagine just a circle cut out of a piece of paper. It's flat. A sphere is like a ball. There's shape to it, there's dimension to it. So the items in this page that are a sphere are the balloons. They're somewhat a sphere. Also, if you see, she has like a pearl necklace on, and it has like little balls on it. Those are also spheres. Looks like they've got some candy in here. These appear to be little spheres. So, and if really, a human head is a little bit like a sphere. So I'm going to circle the head. So those are our spheres, all right? So circle and triangles are flat shapes. We call those shapes 2D shapes. And these, the cone, the cylinder, and the sphere, are 3D shapes. 3D shapes come at you. Just like when you see a 3D movie, it appears that the images are coming at you. Well, if you imagine holding a ball as opposed to a circle, the circle is flat and the ball is something you can hold in your hands and you can move your hands around it. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to our next page, which is page 125, I believe. It's solids. At the top it says solids and it's lesson 6.1. Okay, we just worked on our intro page and now we're going to do 6.1. They want us to circle the objects that match the shape. These are all solid shapes. A cone, a sphere, a cube, and a cylinder. Notice they all have depth. We talked about how a cone kind of looks like a triangle, but it has depth. Okay? Is a rose or a flower like a cone? Not at all. How about a balloon? Nope. But there's that party hat. It's just like this cone. And it's not a flat shape, it's a three-dimensional shape. If it was just a triangle, would it sit on your head? No. It has that surface, or what we call a face, on the bottom. Okay? The next shape we're going to identify is a sphere. A sphere is just like a ball, or the sun, or the moon. So, is the bag like a sphere? No. Is a cupcake like a sphere? No. But this lantern is. So let's circle the lantern. Okay, next we have a cube. A cube is just like a box. Okay, now if you notice on a cube, it has a perfect square on all sides. So there's a square here, square over there, square here, square there, and then there's a square on bottom that it's sitting on. Okay, so this one's easy. It's just like this present. That is a cube. And then finally we have a cylinder. A cylinder is rounded on the side and has a circle on top and a circle on bottom that are its flat faces that it sits on. So is the candle like a cylinder? Nope. Is the cake a cylinder? Yes. It's not a circle. It's not flat. It has depth and dimension, and that's why it is a 3D shape. Okay, let's flip over to the back. And on this one, we have to find the shapes, and they want us to mark them with an X this time. So, on number 1, which thing in this picture is a sphere? Well, easy peasy. The clown nose. Okay? They're going to have us go down instead of across. And we're going to look for the cone. Well, we know the party hat is a cone. Let's put an X on the party hat. For number 3, we're looking for a cylinder. What is the item that's like a cylinder in this? Well, we have a couple. Remember, the candles are cylinders, and so is the cake. So we have 2 examples of cylinders in this picture. And finally, on number 4, we're looking for a cube. And what is a cube in the picture? Well, her present is. So let's put an X on that. And now you have figured out what spheres, cylinders, cones, and cubes are. Be sure to check out the videos on solid shapes, and they'll teach you more.